evidence found on a cold case more than 20 years ago. Sharing her story.
Few people know her beyond the bus.
What this author's life was like with a historical figure. And the power of social media.
I didn't think it was going to do that big, and then all of a sudden it was thousands. I'm like, what? Oh my God.
How it could make a family's Christmas. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Today is Wednesday, December 6, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Hospital courtyards functioning as makeshift morgues as a week-long truce in Gaza begins to feel like a distant memory. This is following the return of Israeli airstrikes.
As Caplin's Leanne Abu Tarbush reports, the emergency wards at two of Gaza City's only functioning hospitals are crammed with patients.
In the aftermath of recent Israeli airstrikes on Gaza, the emergency wards at Gaza City's two functioning hospitals are overwhelmed. At Al Ahli Baptist Hospital, the wounded are treated in the open, on shipping pallets as the emergency ward reaches its capacity. The courtyard is filled with body bags, a stark reminder of the toll from Israeli airstrikes in northern Gaza on Saturday. Israel claims one strike killed a senior Hamas commander, but many others, including children, lost their lives. In the heartbreaking scene at Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, more wounded, many of them children, are treated and more bodies are accounted for. A grieving Palestinian woman, having lost her daughter and grandchildren, cries out their names and appeals for divine judgment.
وغانم ومصعب واسماعيل وجوري وايوش وادم ومحمد وحسبي الله.
Saad, a Palestinian child, shares devastation. They bombed an entire street, he says, having pulled his brother Muhammad from the rubble only to find him dead. Tragedy continues in the Jabalia refugee camp as well, where a boy mourns the loss of his father after a Sunday airstrike. The 7-day truce, once a glimmer of hope, now feels like a distant past as the conflict in the region intensifies. I'm Leanne Abu Tarbush, reporting for the Caplin News.
As the fourth GOP presidential debate comes underway tonight, the four candidates will be the main focus in Tuscaloosa. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, the candidates will be attempting to steal the spotlight away from frontrunner Donald Trump.
The race to the White House is taking a detour through Tuscaloosa.
For a long time, we as a party, we have been running from something. But now is our moment to actually start running to something.
Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy qualified for the fourth Republican presidential debate.
First thing, I've been a governor. I know what bureaucracy is. I know how to clean it up.
To make it to the stage at the University of Alabama, the four candidates had to have at least 80,000 unique donors and register at least 6% in two qualifying polls.
To have campaign slogans to say this and that and then not produce results or not win the election, that's not going to do the trick.
Former Governor Asa Hutchinson didn't qualify for Wednesday's debate, but says he is still in the race. Speaking of the frontrunners,
what we need to worry about is the direction this country is going in, and most people don't agree with it. And if you don't agree with the direction of the country, why would you vote for either Trump or Biden, who have put us in this direction?
On Wednesday, both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are attending fundraisers for their respective campaigns. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A Coral Gables bookstore turned a library into a meet and greet event. Author H.H. Leonard spoke about her book on a woman who greatly impacted a pivotal time in United States history. Caplin News reporter Valentina Gaspari has more on the story.
Books can tell so many stories, and this Books and Bookstore in Coral Gables is drawing the attention to one book in particular, the book Rosa Parks' Beyond the Bus by H.H. Leonards. Book lovers had the opportunity to meet Leonards as she discussed her book on the life of the one and only Rosa Parks. But the book talks more than just Parks' well-known bus story that pivoted civil, women, and human rights in United States history.
but few people know her beyond the bus.
I just hope that everyone reads Beyond the Bus for them, because there's so many lessons that Mrs. Parks taught. The book is not about me or my philosophy. It's about how Mrs. Parks survived and how she still survives.
Leonard began the event describing her personal experience and what she had learned from Rosa Parks. Then, question and answer discussions took place amongst the author, creating an energetic environment where thought-provoking questions were asked.
I felt as if she was channeling through me, which was an extraordinary experience.
Leonard mentioned how Rosa Parks' wisdom moved leaders like Nelson Mandela and Pope John Paul II during her time, and spoke about the lessons she learned from the women who made history.
I was surprised about how much she taught me, and that the things that she was teaching me at the time are more germane today than they were when she lived with me.
At the end, books were signed by H.H. Leonard, and as for her advice,
you don't have to be famous, you don't have to have a lot of money, you just have to have a mission and a vision and seize the moment. And whatever you can do to help other people, help them.
To learn more about or purchase H.H. Leonard's book, you can search your nearby books and bookstore. In Coral Gables, I'm Valentina Gaspari reporting for Caplin News.
Broward Police Department finally solved a 1998 cold case. It's been nearly 25 years since a woman's body was found in a grassy area in southwest Broward. She was brutally raped and murdered, and now police have found the killer. 64-year-old Lucius Boyd was convicted for the murder of Eileen Trupner. Boyd remains on death row, however, for a different murder.
A flight from Orlando to Providence quickly diverted to Jacksonville due to a passenger situation with talks of a bomb on board. An emergency landing by Breeze Airways Flight 717 surprised and shocked many passengers after hearing bomb threats on the plane. The incident began with a conflict between two people that continued before takeoff. Those two people were then arrested when the plane landed at Jacksonville International Airport. Passengers were kept on the plane for over an hour.
Those two got taken away, then the bomb dog came on, and they just kept telling us everyone needed to stay seated, don't get up, don't move, everyone stay seated.
Breeze Airways has rescheduled the diverted flight to passengers this morning.
A proposed change at the highest level of college sports.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
He told me that kids are going to be around a lot more because their mother had passed. And the kids at the time were walking up the stairs, and I just saw their little legs, and my heart just broke instantly.
A social media account is giving Santa a little help before the holiday season. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
Really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes.
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panther-Tech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Gift giving goes viral after a neighbor's social media post. The power and influence of social media can bring people together and even help those who are struggling.
As WXYZ's Sarah Michaels reports, one viral video has changed the Detroit family's life.
Like, we didn't have this friendship already. It was just, he's my neighbor. We respect each other.
Just a neighbor. That's all Donald Wilson was to Colin McConnell when he noticed that the dad of three seemed tired this fall, beat down. So Colin asked the man who lives above him, how's it going?
He told me that kids are going to be around a lot more because their mother had passed. And the kids at the time were walking up the stairs and I just saw their little legs and my heart just broke instantly. I just kind of wanted to do something more for them, and he said we don't really have winter coats. I thought he had 3 daughters because the son was wearing the sister's clothes because he didn't even have clothes.
With Donald's permission, Colin did what he could. He created this video and he posted it on social media. It explains what Donald has been going through, and it includes an Amazon wish list that Colin made, full of food, clothes, and Christmas present ideas for the kids. He thought maybe 100 people would see it.
I posted it, and I woke up the next morning and there was already boxes on my porch. And I was like, what? I put the video out there and close to 230,000 of you saw it. And you guys adopted this family with me.
Hundreds of boxes bought by people across the world are now showing up for the Wilson family in Detroit.
When Colin asked if he could post a video with the Amazon wish list, did you ever imagine that many people would reach out?
No, not at all. I didn't think it was going to do that big, and then all of a sudden it was thousands. I'm like, what? Oh my God.
The food has already been given to Donald Wilson's 3 kids, Honesty, Poetry, and Donald Jr. At first, Donald Sr. admits it was difficult to accept all of these gifts.
That was the most biggest thing for me as a man, like not feeling like I'm able to do it or I'm not capable to do it. So, but Colin's made it easy. He made me feel at home. He made me feel like a brother. You know what I mean? He made me feel like family.
I want him to feel that he's supported, not just by me, but now these kids have thousands of aunties and uncles all over the world.
Now on Christmas morning, Colin and Donald have made a plan to have Santa come and deliver most of these presents to the kids. Some they're going to donate to area nonprofits. It will be Honesty, Poetry, and Donald Jr.'s first Christmas without their mom. But thanks to all of this love from strangers across the world, Donald says,
it's like she's here. It's like she's a guardian angel speaking to us, like in through all of you.
The NCAA has said it wants to split the highest level of collegiate sports. The governing body believes that splitting the sports could help schools compensate their athletes. If this new rule is put in place, about half of the athletes would need to be compensated. And it would impact policies from scholarships, transfers, and more. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Well, that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.